Welcome, Naomi Christiansen from Nutrition X. So it's great to have you here for our first Sustainability in the Spotlight interview. And as the winner of the ESSNA Awards Most Sustainable Company category, it's only, fitting to have you feature as the first ESSNA member in this brand new Sustainability in the Spotlight initiative. The judging panel of the ESSNA Awards was really fascinated by how sustainability is embedded within your company culture. So tell us a bit more about how the sustainability journey has evolved so far for Nutrition X.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us today, Karine. Really great to be here. Also great to see the addition of the Sustainability Awards as part of the ESSNA Awards last year. Really loved having that, and obviously great to be shortlisted and then to win the award as well. So yeah, great to be here today. Thank you so much. I think our sustainability journey really started with just passion. We've always been incredibly passionate about sustainability, about planet, about people. And it's a really core part of the culture at Nutrition X. But I think if we're being really honest, there was also a feeling of just a little bit of overwhelmedness because it's just such a big topic. And, you can very quickly get called out for greenwashing or for getting it wrong. And so I think we sort of had to overcome that and just decide, we were just going to start somewhere. We're just going to, do something that we know will have a really positive impact, even if it's not 100% perfect. And so it started with something really small. I think it was our ecology partnership, actually, where we basically plant a tree for every order place, which is something we still do. And it kind of just escalated and evolved from there. Things like removing our plastic from our internal packaging, changing our tape, and then it snowballed. And I think, it started almost at the grassroots, and it's been really nice because it's been such a core part of the culture. And even now, if I'm in the office, people will still call each other out. They'll still say, that's not very sustainable, which is really nice. So I think it's something we all feel really passionate about, and something we're all really keen to continue to evolve. So much so that I would say a lot of the bigger decisions that we've made now at top level or strategically, things like sustainable pension funds or electric company vehicles, electric charge points, solar panels on the roof, all of these things have born out of a collective ambition to do the right thing, and they just started with decisions. So yeah, I would say that's probably the journey so far, and yeah, really excited about what's to come as well.
That's great. That's really, really exciting. And a point I wanted to really dive a bit deeper into is the topic of plastics reduction. So yeah, in another first, Nutrition X also featured in our brand new ESSNA Members Corner, where we paid particular spotlight to your exciting new rebrand. And within that context, your really impressive 80% reduction of plastic packaging. So without giving away your company secrets, but which steps did you take to achieve this feat, and how may the industry also be inspired by your example?
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, the rebrand has been a massive project for us, and we're really proud of that kind of transition for the new brand. Obviously, if you're asking me, it was long overdue, so it's really great to see it come to life, and I'm really proud of what the team have achieved with that brand. But a big part of that, and I suppose for us, was okay, well, if we're sort of really looking at how we want to be positioned in the market, and how we want our brand tone of voice and look and feel to be, with that was an opportunity to also transition some of our product ranges into more sustainable solutions. Could we have done more? Of course, we could have done more. Are we really pleased with what we've achieved? Yes, we are. Are we still on that journey to transition more of our product range? 100%. I think, the 80% reduction is such a win for us, and it kind of was born out of moving our tub range to our over into plastic bags. So the bags, and I think it's really important to say as well that the 80% reduction is just in that core range, which is the biggest part of our product range. But that really was born out of wanting to make a more sustainable I guess, decision when it came to our packaging. It was probably the biggest part of our rebrand, if I'm being honest. It was one of the biggest decisions, and also one of the biggest sort of like cycles to have to go through. We were quite selective in our processing. We had quite clear criteria, and you know, every business and every brand will have their own criteria. Like I said, it is still a very subjective area. For us, we wanted that material to be a mono-based material, so that, you know, when we're considering the total life cycle of that product, so we're also considering the end of life option for that product, in particular for plastic. So yeah, from the start, we want to reduce our virgin plastic that we are kind of bringing into our ecosystem. So great, we've done that, up to 80% reduction across that tub range. And as an end-of-life solution, we want to make sure that product can be recycled in the current recycling stream, which again is a whole nother, you know, discussion point around kind of, is our recycling stream up for the challenge, and is there improvements that need to be made there? Yeah, 100%. But for us, we felt, okay, that's the route that we're going to go down. So I think, you know, if we're looking at as an industry whole, I would say consider the entire life cycle of that product, and consider the entire you know, journey that product's going to go on from start to finish, to really be able to make a conscious environmental decision. Yeah, that's probably what I would say.
So we all know that we should look at sustainability as a holistic endeavor that consciously cares about people and the planet. How has Nutrition X embraced this really all-encompassing understanding of sustainability?
Yeah, do you know what? I really love that question, Corinne. I think it's a really important question. I think, you know, a lot of the time we, you know, as businesses really are very focused on the sustainability or the environmental aspect of sustainability. And I think, you know, we can't forget about the people and the community aspect of that. And I think, you know, one of the things when we're, you know, sat making business decisions that have got an environmental impact, I think we need to ensure that we, in our mission to minimize environmental impact, don't increase our, you know, negative impact on our people. And I guess like a really good example of that for us in Nutrition X would be our move into the sustainable pension pot, where if I look at that, we were looking at a lot of different options. We really wanted to make sure that we were going down the right route from an environmental impact point of view. I know, you know, it's a funny one, because I think our pensions often get overlooked as an opportunity to have a positive impact on the environment. And it would have been really easy for us to just go straight down the, you know, don't worry guys, your pension pots are supporting the rainforest. But we also have a responsibility to our people, and to ensure that our team at Nutrition X feel supported, that they feel their you know, their future is safe, and that we're not just only thinking about, oh, you know, our pension needs to make sure that it's environmentally friendly, that actually we are also thinking, yeah, but that pension pot still needs to have a positive return on investment to ensure that the future of our people and our community is safe as well. So I think, yeah, that would probably be my takeaway, is that when you're making those decisions about having a, you know, trying to have a lesser negative impact on the environment, is that we don't then have a bigger negative impact on our people, and that we're kind of considering both of those aspects in our decision making at a really strategic level.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I think that perfectly points out that sustainability is not just about making quick business decisions, but thinking in the long run, and also thinking, you know, for the good of the community. So thanks. So as our last question, looking back at what you've already shared with us, it's very clear to say that your journey has really set an example for the industry so far. But we all know that there is always a little bit more that everyone could be doing to even improve this model further. So what is next for Nutrition X in the sustainability journey, and what role do you see in ESSNA supporting you on the way?
Yeah, interestingly, I think we are at that next stage in our sustainability journey. So, you know, I think the conversation's always been there about sustainability. And I think for us, our first step really was 2 years ago, with something as basic as like, removing our plastic tape from our packaging and smaller decisions like that. And we are at the point now in our journey where we are looking at making bigger decisions. You know, one of the things we really want to look at is our net zero strategy. Okay, guys, like if we want to get to net zero, what does that realistically look like for us? We've got a brilliant carbon kind of company or brand working with us on that. And so we've started that journey to look at what is our current, carbon footprint. What does that look like for us across scope 1, 2, and 3, which, that in itself has its own challenges because there is no like guided roadmap to how to do this. But for us, I think we just want to make sure that the calculations we make are as authentic as they can be, and that, where we're not able to get the data we need, that we're being as transparent as we can be. So that is a big one for us, is actually doing more calculated and making more calculated decisions around what does that look like. And I think it's really important for us as a business. We are definitely making the decision to possibly not go down the offsetting route and instead use the funds on what we would have, spent on offsetting so that we can say we're carbon neutral, and actually spend that on processes and infrastructures that we need to put in place to actually reduce that carbon footprint long term. I doubt, really honestly, that we'll be able to get to net zero 100%. I think we are going to have to offset, but I would really love for us to try and not go down that route as much as possible, which ultimately is going to be harder work. But I think we're really willing to put that work in, and we do also really appreciate that is going to be a longer journey for us. The other thing that we really want to do is B Corp. B Corp's been pretty big on our agenda for the last 2 years. I've worked for a couple of B Corps previously. I think it's a brilliant concept. I know it's an incredibly hard accreditation process. And I like the fact that it considers both, people and planet. In fact, they adopt the triple P bottom line, which again is people, planet, and profits, which I think it's brilliant. I think it very much it's very cohesive with how we want to do business anyway. So for us, it feels like the perfect fit. So that is something that we're really passionate about kind of working towards. And I think for me, ESSNA is a collective forum and a representative body for the journey towards more sustainable practices in our industry. And so I guess how I see ESSNA in all of this is really bringing together all of the brands within the industry and also helping create more transparency between us as businesses. So I think, it's very easy to sit on your sustainability journey with your cards sort of close to your chest going, oh no, I don't want to tell anybody else about what I'm doing because I don't want them to do it before me and gain the competitive edge. And actually the way that we need to probably look a little bit more at our sustainability journey, if we're being really, really authentic and really genuine, is, well, the more that we can all do, the better, right? Because if we really do care about our people and we really do care about our planet, then if you can do what we're doing and we can do what you're doing because we're sharing, then we're all going to achieve a lot more in the long term. And it will, yes, of course, there's no getting away from the fact that being more sustainable does have a competitive edge because we know our consumers want more of that from us. But if that's the only reason we're doing it and therefore we're not able to help each other along the way, we don't gain as much in the long term. And I think that's where I really see ESSNA as being able to bring us together, to have those kind of conversations, to collectively push forward on policy making, whether that's government or manufacturer-based policy making. And I think that will really help all of us move this forward, because it's not a straightforward journey. It can feel really overwhelming. There is no right or wrong necessarily. And so I think opening up that conversation will be really beneficial to everybody as an industry. And I think that's, for me, where I see ESSNA being, a fantastic, fantastic body and representative body to be part of.
Great, fabulous. Well, thank you so much.